Hey guys, so I want to welcome you to the Done by One system. And I want to explain to you where all of this started and how all of this came about. So if you don't know me, I will let you know that I absolutely love to travel, and that is a huge passion of mine and has been, I think, my entire life. And so as I got started in the business world, and I have been in real estate and mortgage since 2001. So I really know all aspects of the businesses. I've owned my own company. I've owned my own real estate company, owned my own mortgage company. I've done real estate investing. I have been just a single loan officer. I have been just a single real estate agent. I have been a team lead on both. So I've been an account executive, a loan processor, which is kind of where I got started. So I've really done everything in the mortgage and real estate world. Okay. And we all know what happened in 2005 and then 2008 and all of that. So I've rode the ups and downs. So I really understand a lot about this business. And what I started to realize is there are a lot of parts to this business that I love and a lot of parts to the business that I don't love. One of the things that I do not love or did not love about the business is the inconsistent income. Okay. You can have years of making a ton of money and years of not making that much money. And I just want to point out that that's really any business, right? So there's not any business that is not going to have years that they did not do as well. Okay. So as a real estate or mortgage professional or team leader, branch manager, or whatever, you have to realize that there's ebbs and flows, right, in any business. So you are going to have great years and you're going to have years that are not so great. But one of the things that I found is a lot of agents, whether it's a mortgage broker, whether it's a real estate agent, or even insurance agent, anybody that is straight commission, if you do not have a plan, okay, the years that everyone's making a ton of money and you're making a ton of money too is awesome. But the years that it gets hard, the years that it gets difficult without a solid plan, you are not going to make it unless you either have a spouse or somebody or, just income that you can live off of, or, you're going to go and get another job. So the whole Done by One system is based off of the main pillars that are necessary in any business to keep that business surviving and thriving. Now, the reason why this is called Done by One and how this all got started is that I absolutely love to travel, and we travel every summer. My husband is from Europe. And I grew up in Massachusetts, and in Massachusetts in the summers, they're beautiful, right? The kids get out of school. We would get out of school in June. We would not go back until September. It was riding bikes, playing tennis, riding my horse, running around, outside. And when I moved to Florida and had my children in Florida, I would bring them to camp and they would be stuck inside all summer long because it was raining or it was too hot to go outside, or it was lightning, or there was thunder, even if there was no rain, okay? And so I said, well, this is not a summer for my kids. They're in school all year. I want my kids to be able to enjoy a summer. So what are we going to do? We either are going to go back to Massachusetts for the summer or we're going to travel. And with my husband being in Europe, traveling was the way to go. So we would travel in the summers, and unfortunately, I found myself stuck in the hotel room working. Now, I know what you're probably thinking, whether you're in real estate or you're in mortgage or any sort of sales job, right? How can I go away for 6, 7, 8 weeks and have my business still run? And the Done by One system is how you can do that, because that is how I have done that. So I spent several years back in the hotel room, being very reactive. Whenever somebody needed something from me, I was running back to the hotel room. If we went out for the day, I had a backpack on with my laptop in my backpack in case I had to book it to a cafe to send a pre-approval letter or deal with a client or deal with a contract or whatever. and I was getting frustrated. So one day I said to myself, how can I be done by one? How can I wake up every single day, do everything that I need to do in my business, and then be done by one so I can go out and enjoy the rest of the day with my family? And that's how the whole done by one system came about. Because if you think about it, let's just say you're going to go on vacation next week, right? You are going to do everything possible to make sure that your work is done so that you can then go and enjoy your vacation for, let's just say 4, 5, 7 days, right? So you're going to be very focused on getting your work done. Well, what if you were that focused every single day, but by becoming laser focused, it also now allows you to enjoy your life, right? So even if it's not travel, maybe you want to do other things during the day. So this is the done by one system. This is how it all came about. And I'm going to explain exactly how it works and also let you know that you can have a virtual assistant do all of this for you. So if you really want to set your business up to be able to take a break from it for several months, weeks, or days, a year, whatever you want to do, this system will allow you to do that. So the day starts, number one, with your mindset. I learned, I think I've always been like doing visualization and stuff like that from a very young age. I don't even know where I learned it from. I just remember, like, if I had a horse show, I would visualize myself going over the jumps and, all of that stuff before the night before the show and before I went to bed. So I've always been pretty big into visualization. But after reading The Miracle Morning by Hal Elrod, I found that this is the key to getting your day started, okay? This is the time for you. This is the time where you can think. This is the time where you're that visionary, This is the time when you're going to work on putting your plan in place. And it might not be your plan for the day. It could be your plan 5 years from now, thinking about what your life is going to be like and what you want it to be like. Because there's a lot of people that just drift through life and just kind of go, through life, and they don't have plans or goals, or maybe they have goals, but they don't really know exactly what they want. Your miracle morning is going to be what will set you up for success, not only for your day, your week, but for your life, okay? And one thing I want to say right now is that I want you to start thinking about your life and where you want to be. And whenever you have an opportunity that comes into your life, I want you to ask yourself, does this opportunity align with where I want to be? Because before, I used to say yes to everything. People would ask me to do, teach a class, speak, do this thing, do that thing. And I always said yes. And I found myself running myself ragged, running around all the time, not having time for anything, feeling super frustrated. So take some time and really figure out where you want your life to be, how you want it to be, okay? And then any opportunity that you get, you have to ask yourself, does this opportunity align with where I'm trying to go? You want to start to say no more than you start to say yes. And I'm a yes person. So I would always say yes and then be like, why did I say yes, right? Why did I say yes to this? So here's a little tip. Just because you say no to something doesn't mean that you can't turn around and say yes to it, right? So you can either know yourself, and if you are the type of person that can think about something before you make a decision, well, then think about it and decide. If you are like me, where you're very, yes, no, just say no, or let me think about it. And then you can go ahead and get back to, whoever it is or whatever that thing is, right? And so anyways, back to the morning mindset. Your morning is so important. Okay. So the number one thing that you want to do is set up your morning. Now, some people will wake up and do this for 2 hours, some people 30 minutes, some people 10, 15. I highly recommend reading that book, Miracle Morning by Hal Elrod, but you can do whatever you want during that time. But this is the time where you're going to work on your mindset. This is a time where maybe you're going to read 10 pages of a business book. This is the time where you're going to maybe journal about what it is that you want. This is the time where you can write down, 5 things that you're grateful for. Gratitude is so important. So in the book, Miracle Morning, Hal Elrod talks about the savers, which is silence, which is like meditation or prayer, affirmations, SAV, visualization, exercise, reading, and scribing. Those are his things, okay? What my things are is I have a little spot in my house. Actually, it's this pink couch right here. And what I do is I sit down, I get my coffee, and I just sit in silence for a few minutes and just kind of like think about like my day or whatever, okay? And then I go to whatever is called to me that day. So it could be reading a chapter in a book. It could be writing, to 5-10 things I'm grateful for. It could be mapping out my future. It could be, just kind of like meditating. I use Insight Timer for meditation. It could be just sitting in silence. So whatever I feel called to do that day is what I do. I don't have to do every single thing on, a list. It's just getting your mind right. The other thing that I always do is exercise, because I know myself. If I don't exercise in the morning, I'm definitely not going to do it in the afternoon. Sometimes I will, but most of the time I won't. I will think of some excuse not to do it. It's all about eating the frog and making sure you do the things that you know you need to do, but you don't necessarily want to do first. So I will exercise. And if I want to go, to the gym later on that night, I'll do that as well. But even if it's a walk, even if it's a mile walk, a 2-mile walk, something to get my body moving. Okay. So that is my miracle morning. You can pick whatever it is whatever time works for you. You'll see the people with the 5 a.m. club. Well, guess what? I tried to do the 5 a.m. club and I am not a 5 a.m. type of person. It also really depends on my schedule. When my kids are in school, then I wake up earlier because I want to make breakfast with them and have breakfast with them every single morning. That is something that's important to me, especially since my daughter is about to be a senior. I need to have that time. So, think about your morning and how you want your morning to go for you, not anybody else, but for you, and what your responsibilities are. So with me, my work morning is going to start at 9 because I want to be done by 1. So after I have my miracle morning, okay, or my mindset morning or whatever you want to call it, Tuesday through Friday is when I get into my lead gen, okay? Lead generation is so important. It's not sales, it's not marketing, okay? Those are 2 different things. Lead gen is just what that is, right? So maybe it is calling your past clients. Maybe it is calling your current clients. Maybe it is calling your referral partners. Maybe it is calling, or texting or whatever. So you need to figure out what you want to do during your lead generation time. It's not going to be, one Zoom meeting or a networking meeting or anything like that, right? You need to have your mornings super focused on what or how are you going to generate more leads for your business. After your lead gen time, it will flow into your lead follow-up time, okay? So with your lead follow-up, you're not following up on whether it's leads, current leads, maybe it's old leads, maybe it's referral partners that you haven't had the chance to follow up with, maybe it's following up on your files. So after you do your lead gen, you move into your lead follow-up, okay? And then after you move into your lead follow-up, that is going to be when you're working on your sales, marketing, anything that you need to do, social media posting. All of that can be very distracting. And that's why you want your lead gen and your lead follow-up to be done first. Once you go through that block, so there are 2 separate blocks. You have your morning, your miracle morning, block 1. Lead gen and lead follow-up is block 2. Your sales and marketing is going to be block 3. And then 4 is going to be working on your deals. So maybe, it's if you're in real estate, maybe it's transaction coordinating, running to a home inspection. I don't know why you would do that, but people do that. I never went to any home inspections when I sold real estate because that was the inspector's job. But whatever, whatever you need to do on your deals, maybe it's a CMA. Maybe one of your lead gen strategies was to offer 10 CMAs a day or 5 CMAs a day. And that's all you want to do is focus on 5 CMAs a day. So whatever you're working on or have to work on is going to be your fourth block. So all of this starts though on Monday. And the reason why we take Monday to set up the entire week is because it is very, very easy to wake up in the morning and be like, oh, who am I going to call now? What should I, and try it. That's going to take the whole day. You need to know what your strategy is for the week on Monday. So Monday is really your day to come into the office and plan out your entire week. Now, some people would rather do that on Friday. If you're a Friday person and you want to take Fridays off and you want to work a couple of hours on Friday, that's it. Well, then do that on Friday, okay? But whether it's Friday or Monday, you need one day to plan out exactly what you're going to do. So all of these handouts are in the system and the Done by One system. And the first page basically is just going to explain what that system is and how it looks. The second thing is going to be your morning mindset. Okay. So right here, we have the date, the time you started, the time you ended. What is your number one goal that week? Once you start identifying, and it could be your number one goal in business and your number one goal in personal, doesn't have to just be one goal. So once you start to identify what your goal is for the week, I promise you are going to have your antennas up looking for that goal, and you're going to start to achieve your goals. All of these little small wins over time is what is going to build your business. Okay. So this is so important, is really identifying what are my goals? What is my goal this week? What is going to get me to my next goal, which is that end vision, right? So what is your goal this week? And like I said, you can have a personal goal, a fitness goal, a business goal, put them down. And then you're going to have your first miracle morning or morning mindset, which would be, reading, watching YouTube, listening to Audible, meditating, gratitude, journal, reviewing your goals, visualizing your goals, exercising, or just even going for a walk. And watching some sort of business. You have to get yourself in a business mindset. So that's going to be every single morning, your miracle morning. Your second block is going to be the lead generation and the lead follow-up. So I already have all of these for you. All you have to do is just fill them out, print them out, and fill them out. And that is going to be Tuesday through Friday, right? So you're going to eat the frog. You're going to do all of the things that you don't want to do, but you know you have to do first. And then existing database calls, new client calls, text messages, past client calls, lead follow-up calls. And they don't have to necessarily be calls. You can text, you could Facebook message, you could, whatever you do, it's a one-on-one reaching out to them, right? With some sort of, you're bringing them something of value. So you can think about in the beginning of the week what your strategy is. If you're in real estate and it's a CMA because you want more listings, right? So then think about what your script is and how you're going to bring them more value. If it's mortgage, right? Maybe you're going to go after this week veterans, and you want to let veterans know, number one, the new Fannie Mae announcement in regards to real estate commissions for buyers. And also, that they can get into a home with nothing down, 100% financing. So have a strategy each week of what your outreach is going to be for that week. And it can be the same thing week after week. I know somebody that, they only do one loan product. Well, then that's their strategy. Every single week is trying to find other people that would be interested in this one loan product. So Second block is going to be your lead gen. That's going to be your past clients, your lead follow-ups, the thinking of you text messages. You're going to add people to your social media. I do a whole class on social media and how important it is to grow your database, because now you are becoming known. People are going to know, like, and trust you. You are looking like that online expert, and you're going to start to get a lot more business from people reaching out to you that may not even know you. And I can tell you that that is happening for me right now, just by spending the past 2 years really growing my social media. So growing your social media and adding people to your database. And then the final block is working your deals. And working your deals could be, going over your listing presentation, your buyer presentation, doing CMAs, previewing property, transaction management on a file. This is all for real estate, showing property, networking, going to lunch. If you're in mortgage, it could be locking loans, taking loan applications, working the applications, figuring out how to structure them properly, strategy, restructuring loans, delegating with your team and your processor and your VAs and things like that. So this is the whole done by one system. This is how it came about. This is why I started it. And the awesome thing is that the system comes with a CRM. And the done by one CRM, I can tell you how excited I am because I have a lot of things coming up for it. It is going to include weekly and monthly webinars on different topics. It's also going to have a whole section for coaching and training and things like that. So this CRM is going to allow you to systematize and automate so many aspects of your business. So posting on social media, direct DMs or text messages to your past clients, automations for lead generation. So the CRM, the done by one CRM, is taking everything that I just talked about and it's automating it all throughout the CRM. So if you do not have a CRM and you're in real estate or mortgage, and you want a CRM or even any sort of like sales business, title insurance, whatever it is, this is a great CRM to get in on. It's called Done by One. You can go to donebyone.ai. We have so many systems and automations, but the great thing and what separates this CRM from a lot of other CRMs is that it was designed by a real estate and mortgage professional, which is me. And it also, will have the coaching and the training and the assistance and the virtual assistants to help get your CRM working how you want it to work. So that is the Done by One system. That is how Done by One came about. And I am so excited. I did launch it last year, but wanted to really explain the system so that people understand what you need to do to grow your business, how easy it can be if you just focus on these main pillars in your business. If you get hyper focused on these things, even 4 days a week, okay? Even 4 days a week, your business is going to 10x because you are now paying attention to you. You're paying attention to your business. You're paying attention to your clients and past clients and everybody else. And you are going to grow your business no matter what the economy does, no matter what type of economy we are in. This is a long-term play. This is not like a get rich quick overnight. And it's also not buying the business, right? So if you are looking to go spend a ton of money on Facebook ads that may or may not work, go spend a ton of money on these AI companies that are promising to fill your calendar with people that are not qualified and may not even, want to buy a home. If you're wanting to spend a lot of money on all of these, things that may or may not bring you money, but you're bleeding because you're spending so much money, this is not the CRM for you. This is the CRM if you want to, learn and put in the work. You got to do the work, but you're only doing the work for a couple of hours a day. And if you want to learn from other people on how to make your business simple, how to use virtual assistants in your business to help you, how to be able to travel and enjoy life and be done by one every day, then this is the system for you. And if you're on the system, which if you're watching this, you probably are, but if you are on the done by one system, let me know what other things that you want in the system. Like, what do you want when it comes to coaching? What is the most important thing for you? What do you need to keep you accountable? Right. So we do have a private Facebook group. We will be having, starting in August, monthly coaching on all different topics, such as taxes, how to set up LLCs, travel, which is my favorite. So we will be having a lot of this coming up, but just wanted to introduce to you the Done by One system so you understand how it works and how you can make it work for you. And that's pretty much it. So if you don't have a CRM, join the Done by One community. It is going to be amazing. We're just getting started with it. And if you do have a CRM but want to see more about how it works in action, let me know. If you just want to join the community for, the coaching and stuff like that, you can do that also. So I'm super excited to introduce Done by One to everybody, finally, officially. And if you have any questions, let me know. I am here to help you grow your business.